It started when Mia bought the antique doll at a flea market. She wasn't much for horror, but the little red-haired doll caught her eye. Its bright overalls and twisted grin had a strange charm. The vendor, an old man with sunken eyes, warned her, "That's no ordinary doll. It belonged to someone dangerous." Mia laughed it off, thinking he was just adding a spooky tale to boost the price. She brought Chucky home and placed him on her bedroom shelf. That night, strange sounds filled the house, soft giggles and the pitter-patter of tiny feet. Mia dismissed it as her imagination, but when she woke up, the doll wasn't on the shelf. It was sitting on her dresser, staring directly at her bed. "What the?" she muttered, picking it up. Its plastic face felt oddly warm. She shoved it back on the shelf and went about her day. By evening, she noticed things were out of place, her kitchen knives were scattered on the counter, and her phone had disappeared. A soft whisper echoed through the house, "Wanna play?" Terrified, Mia grabbed the doll and hurled it into the trash outside. She locked every door and window, trying to shake off the fear. But as she crawled into bed, she froze. Chucky was there, sitting on her pillow. His grin was wider, his plastic hand clutching one of her knives. Before she could scream, he lunged. The next morning, the house was silent. All that remained was a streak of blood and the doll, back on the shelf, waiting for its next victim. Emma thought babysitting for the Johnsons would be easy money. Their 6-year-old, Max, was shy, and the only thing he seemed attached to was his red-haired doll, Chucky. "Don't touch my doll," Max warned her when she tried to move it off the couch. Emma shrugged. Kids and their toys. As the night went on, Emma felt uneasy. She swore she saw Chucky's head turn when she walked by. When she checked Max's room later, he was asleep, but Chucky wasn't on the chair anymore. "Okay, where'd you put him?" she whispered to herself, scanning the room. Then she heard a faint giggle, followed by the sound of small feet scurrying across the hardwood floor. Emma spun around. The lights flickered, plunging the house into darkness. She grabbed her phone for light and froze. Chucky was standing at the doorway, his stitched-up grin seeming wider than before. "Max, is this a joke?" she asked, her voice trembling. A raspy voice replied, "Do I look like I'm kidding?" Emma's scream echoed through the house. The next morning, the Johnsons returned to find Max asleep in bed, and no sign of Emma. Chucky was back on the chair, his little plastic hands now smeared with something dark.